Right, welcome to one of the best engine swaps you can have in Gran Turismo 7. This is the Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 8 and this vehicle is the perfect choice to engine swap. So this vehicle is just incredible in whatever situation you want to throw it in. Whether you want to take it circuit racing, you want to do drifting, you want to do drag racing, off-roading, the Mitsubishi Evo is like a Swiss Army knife because it adapts to whatever you need and it works extremely well in whatever conditions you throw it in. And this Evo 8 is no exception. It's absolutely incredible, looks amazing, sounds great, and has a ton of power standard. Because when we look at the standard output of this vehicle, 276 brake horsepower and coming at a weight of 1400 kgs. So after you spend quite a bit of money, you will be able to get it to push out 540 brake horsepower and the vehicle only weighs 1092 kgs. This vehicle is extremely lightweight and produces a ton of power. Now if you want to get your hands on this vehicle, it will cost you 80,000 from Brand Central or 65,800 from the used car dealership. But now when the vehicle is fully upgraded and you want to run it against vehicles that the game would consider competitive, well, you will find yourselves coming up against some very fast vehicles, including an Aston Martin Falcon, Ferrari LaFerrari, a Bugatti Chiron and a 918 Spider, to just name a few of the vehicles that you are going to be coming up against. And that's the thing, with the Evo 8, it's so incredibly good at whatever you need it to do. The vehicle, when it comes to going around a circuit, it is extremely planted. Now, a common issue with all-wheel drive cars in Gran Turismo 7 has to be the fact that they understeer, which is something that we can all understand. But when I tell you that Evo 8 has such a level of grip, the level of downforce, everything about this Evo is just truly incredible. It's a fantastic vehicle to drive, but when you are coming up against hypercars and supercars of this caliber, well, it can be a bit of a daunting task to race against. But still, when it comes to cornering, you can outpace the best of them. The fastest of the fast, you can beat them through corners or at least match their speed. The downfall is, however, when it comes to a straight line, because yes, even though the Evo can travel at quite high speeds coming down hills or driving park straight away, we still find ourselves doing about 258 kilometers per hour before we need to slam on the brakes to make it around the first corner. Which, look, it is going decently quick, but we see the other cars that we race against, like your Aston Martin Falcon or your Ferrari LaFerrari, just pull away and we watch them run off into distance, but we make up more than enough ground in the corners. So if you want to race against these vehicles with a standard Evo, well, you do need to find a circuit with a lot of corners, because that is where you are going to dominate. But let's say you want to change that, because now with update 1.54 to Gran Turismo 7, we can engine swap the Evo 8. Now there are a lot of engines that we can put into the Evo, but this was one I really was not expecting, because usually with the Evos, we swap in the engine from the rally car, the Evo 10 rally car. But for this one, well, we see if we spend 300,000 credits, well, we will be able to swap in the LS7 from the Subaru BRZ drift car, which means this car will now easily push over 1,000 brake horsepower. For 300,000 credits, it's honestly such a bang for your buck engine swap because of the amounts of power you can push out of this engine. So now when you take it on over to a tuning shop and throw a few upgrades into the vehicle to just increase the power, well, we are going to be left with 1232 brake horsepower and a vehicle that weighs 1147 kgs. Yes, we did add some weight back into a vehicle, but we see that we more than double the power output, which is just truly incredible. So it can either go one of two ways, that this vehicle is going to be absolutely amazing, or it's going to be way too much power and the car is just not going to be fun to drive, and we basically would have ruined it. Now when we take it back out to Chaos Driving Park, we see that this vehicle is far from ruined. The vehicle is just incredibly fast. The way it puts down its power is so aggressive, and it just keeps wanting to go and go and go. It just wants to keep going faster down the straightaway, and we find ourselves doing over 300 kilometers per hour, clocking 314 kilometers per hour before we need to slam on the brakes to make it around the first corner. So this vehicle makes up the fact that now on a straight line it can give whatever hypercar, whatever supercar a run for its money. So this is now the perfect track toy in my opinion. However, there is one downside. With the Subaru BRZ's engine, it suffers from dust. It is extremely dusty when it comes to fuel consumption. The vehicle is extremely heavy, and when it comes to going around the WTC 700 around Le Mans, well, we see that the vehicle will need to be on fuel map level 6, and you're still gonna struggle to get 2 laps out of the vehicle. So when it comes to money grinding, it really is not the best. But when it comes to any other event that fuel consumption is not involved in, this vehicle is absolutely beautiful to possess. To just put into perspective how fast the Evo now is with this engine swap, I found myself setting a fastest lap time of a 1 minute 30 second lap around Kelto Driving Park. Now I can easily break into the 1 minute 29s, but we see that this is more than 4 seconds faster than what the standard engine could produce. Now it's no good if this vehicle is only good at going on road, because at the end of the day this is an Evo, which means this vehicle also needs to be good at going off-road. So now when we take it on over to Sardinia Windmills, I was pleasantly surprised and honestly just grateful to the fact that this vehicle is still so much fun and so easy to drive off-road. You can put the power down, it doesn't really light up the rear wheels as aggressively as I thought it would, but you are able to set fast lap times. I found myself setting lap times around the 1 minute and 15 second mark, which is just truly incredible, and it's spectacular that the vehicle is that fast, making it one of the fastest vehicles I've actually driven around the circuit, beating out proper rally cars. So that just goes to show you how good this Evo is. So yes, it may not be good for money grinding, but it is good at absolutely everything else. So if you want a vehicle that can handle whatever you throw at it, this is a go-to engine swap for you, and one that you do not want to miss out on. So with that being said, if you have tried it out, let me know your thoughts of this engine swap in the comment section down below. And with this being said, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.